What's up, family? Ooh, they got me working today. Y'all is working me today. What's up, everybody? Am I clear? Can you hear me on there? Good afternoon. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. I am 14 minutes past the hour. It's better late than never, so I guess we're going to make it do what it do. Wherever you're watching from, I want you to drop that city in the comments. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch, wherever you're watching from, please drop your location in the comments. Shout out to all of our tribe members. If you are a part of our tribe, I want to give a shout out to you. Thank you so much for continuing to watch the Ramonepreston Show every Monday through Friday. We're still working on a lot of logistics in our in-house studio, so please bear with us. Within the next week or so, we should have some other logistics and kinks worked out, and it gets gooder and gooder, but at least we're showing up, at least we're doing our part to provide the most important education and training when it comes to biblical economics. Today marks the 7th week. Can you believe that? For 7 weeks straight, we've been on here Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock, really giving people game. And I'm telling y'all, I mean, I wish I could show you. I'm not going to divulge a lot of information, but just the comments and the inboxes and the DMs and the emails and even the calls and texts that we get from so many of you with questions. That's one of the biggest things. I get a lot of questions, and I ain't gonna hold you up. Some of the questions that I be getting, I be like, wow, they really want to know about a lot of this stuff that we're sharing and we're discussing. And I appreciate all of you. Prophet Jerome, good afternoon, Prophet Jerome. I'm watching on Facebook right here. And shout out to Prophet Jerome. Thomasville, Georgia is in the house. My mother-in-law, she's got family in Thomasville, Georgia. And we are familiar with Thomasville, Georgia. If I'm not mistaken, we've been through that way before, doing some ministry. It was a long time ago, probably about 20 years ago. But we were through Thomasville, Georgia, doing some ministry. So anyway, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am Prophet Ramonepreston, the host of the Ramonepreston Show for the past 7 weeks. Today marks 7 weeks. We've been coming to you every Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock noon to share with you, to enlighten you, to educate you, to inform you, and to give you information that is directly connected to biblical economics. And so when I say biblical economics, that's a little vague, that's a little general. But what I mean by biblical economics is we're giving you this information and this data on the most important aspects of financial literacy. We want you to have financial literacy. That means we want you to understand the basic fundamentals of financial literacy. Things like financial planning, things like income and expense tracking, things like income categories for tax purposes, things like banking, things like risk management, retirement, assets, liabilities, balance sheets, net worth valuations, things like creative cash flow strategies. Those are all the things that make up financial literacy. We want you to learn the most important things of entrepreneurship and business ownership. That's what we teach. All of what I'm teaching on this show is coming straight out of my personal playbook, which is the Blueprint Game Plan. It is a 5-step wealth building system that provides online virtual education and training. You can take these courses from your phone, from your laptop, from your tablet, from any device, as long as you have internet access. And so we want you to learn these things about entrepreneurship, about how to start and structure a holding company. How do you build an organizational enterprise if you are a minister or have a nonprofit idea and you have a for-profit idea? How do you build an infrastructure for both of those to work? These are questions that I had for years, and nobody really had the information. I'm not going to say nobody really wanted to give it to me, because a lot of the people that I were around did not have information about business. And then people who were in business that I was around, they didn't have information about ministry. And so I was one of those individuals that made the decision that I'm going to learn how to bring both of those worlds together. We teach you about investing, real estate specifically, but we still teach you on the idea, the concept of investing. We're getting ready to launch a new program on family legacy wealth building. I have already started to create a family legacy of wealth building within my family circle. And when I say my family circle, I'm talking about my kids, my grandkids, a few of my spiritual children who are like my kids, my siblings that are here with me in Atlanta. And so we are working on certain techniques of family legacy wealth building that are going to really set us up for the rest of our lives. And guess what? They're going to set our kids, our grandkids, our great-great-great-great-grandkids up for the rest of their lives. And so if you're interested in any of that information, before this show ends, I'll give you an opportunity to call in. You can text us, or you could just go to my main web portal and you can find all the information about our Blueprint Game Plan program. It is amazing. It is literally full of hundreds of training courses. There are so many other resources, like different tutorials I have in there to walk you through the process of starting your own holding company. We have operating agreements. We have LOI letters for those of you who are interested in real estate investing. We have offer letters. We have purchase and sale agreement letters. We have other links and resources to basically give you an all-in-one kit for your success. If you really want to change your financial situation, if you really want to change your economic situation, especially if you are a part of the Black community, the Black faith community, you got to get information like this, because most people that are not even in our community don't have access to some of this information. Just this week, our whole week has been centered around investing. So every day this week, we've talked about investing, we've talked about holding companies, which is what I'm going to talk about a little bit today. And guess what? All this week, we have had literally strangers. I don't know if it's been one person that has responded on YouTube during the lives that we know. At least most of them we don't know. These are strangers. And these are strangers that are listening to us, and what they're saying. Basically, what you sharing, most people don't even share. Internet gurus don't share. And I'm not saying they don't know it. Some of them don't know it and maybe don't want to share it. But a lot of them don't know about holding companies. They don't really understand the business dynamics of wealth building. And I have dedicated a lot of my life for the last several years to educate myself. I don't have any Harvard degrees. I don't have any networks of the gurus, or I haven't been under the wing of one of the big moguls that you might know in the public arena. I have just put my head down for years and educated myself and developed the formulas that I knew worked for somebody like me, who coming out the hood, who coming into the business world with a GED, with not a pot to pee in or when to throw it out. Also with a calling on his life, trying to figure out how that works within my business. And so I'm not going to say I figured everything out, but let me tell you something. I figured enough out that is working for me. I figured enough out that I have a level of success, and I say that humbly, and I have a foundation of success and financial freedom and wealth building that I can distribute and communicate it and share it with people like you to help you get a little further. And so today, I want to talk about how to fail-proof your investing. Now, if you have not, I'm telling y'all, this week has been full of a lot of information. And a lot of this information that I shared this week on investing and on the holding company concept, a lot of this information is on our paid Blueprint game plan program. But I decided to pull and extract some very important points. And one of the reasons why I've done it this week specifically is because a lot of us are benefiting from stimulus packages, the relief funds. A lot of us are benefiting from income tax refunds. A lot of us are benefiting from these 1 to 2 every once in a while financial windfalls that are starting to come into our hands. And I just want you to think about taking some of that money and investing it correctly. A lot of people are following, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because you know I keep it 100. A lot of y'all are following idiots who are on social media who are just straight up lying. They do not have businesses, and if they have businesses, their businesses are probably not making money. They probably just selling some affiliate marketing or some network marketing product or program, and they just shady. Because the truth is, a lot of what they talk about they want you to do, they not doing it. Then they throw numbers out like, I done seen a couple of them just this week. Oh, I'm finna invest in crypto and I'm finna make a 500% return. Yeah, but dog, you not telling them you invest in 200 hot dollars. So if you make a 500% return on $200, you made $1,000 doggone dollars. $1,000 ain't finna change nothing, but they got you thinking, ooh, they doing it. They ain't got about nothing than the man on the moon. And these are the people that you don't wanna listen to, because the stimulus money that you're getting, if you're getting it, the income tax refunds that you're getting, if you're getting it, guess what? That's coming from your life, and you need to treasure that. And a lot of people don't have opportunities like what we have right now. Some people, the only time they get a lump sum of money or a big financial windfall is during tax season. And I'm just sounding the alarm to my people, my tribe, to let you know, outside of the revelation you got about what God finna do and how God finna open up doors, I know he finna do it. I know he finna open up doors. But saying what God finna do and declaring what God about to do ain't going to negate the responsibility we have to take that revelation, connect it, and complement it with information and intelligence, and then putting that revelation and intelligence to practice. So if you missed any of the shows this week, if you missed any of the shows in the last 7 weeks, that's 35 shows that we have on our platform. So whether you're watching from Facebook, you could go back and watch them all. If you're watching from YouTube, it's easier to navigate around YouTube. You can binge watch, or you can just get the Blueprint Game Plan program and have access to this information and more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And especially if you are an individual that really wants to scale your financial life and your business life. So today, we're gonna continue this theme on investing and talk about how to fail-proof your investing. How do you fail-proof your investing? I wanted to change the title when I was on my way here. I was ripping and running, rushing, like I'm always doing. And I thought about the title because, you know, I was just studying and preparing for it. Again, going over some ideas that I had that I wanted to talk about. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna change it from how to fail-proof your investing to how to foolproof your investing. Yeah, because if you're gonna fail-proof your investing, you have to first foolproof your investing. In other words, you can't be around here getting goofy with your money. You gotta prioritize your money. And you can't let all these idiotic people who have these ideals that they don't live by preach to you and tell you how you should foolproof or fail-proof what God has entrusted to you. It's no different than what Jesus, through the parable in Luke 19:13, instructed his servants, which is an instruction to us. He told the servants through the parable of the nobleman that I'm going to give you some talents. I'm going to give you some stuff that will keep you foolproof and fail-proof. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to, he didn't tell the servants to go into prayer. Luke 19:13, Jesus did not tell the servants, or the nobleman didn't tell the servants in the parable to go on a fast. Jesus did not, or the nobleman did not instruct the servants to speak in tongues. He told them to occupy till I come. In other words, take what I am giving to you and fill unoccupied space, do business, make exchanges, be very wise with what I'm giving to you until I return. Because when he returns, guess what else comes? The blessing. And so I want many of you to be 6 months out into this year and still be able to see drips financially, economically, drips in your business, drips in your ministry, still showing up, results still showing up because you made the decision to fail-proof your investing. So I'm going to give you 3 ways to fail-proof your investing. While I'm running my mouth and ranting, if you have any questions, feel free to drop the questions in the comments. Can they call in today? They can call in. You can call in. I have my sidekick, my PA, right beside me. If you call in, we will put you on speakerphone because we don't have the technological capabilities to chime you in through the line yet. We still working on it, all right? But you can call 404-478-7213. 404-478-7213. Call in 404-478-7213, and I will be more than happy to answer whatever the question is that you have about anything concerning biblical economics or economics as a whole. So how do you fail-proof your investing? In other words, how do you put yourself in the best position to at least mitigate or minimize failure if in fact you are thinking about investing? You're getting an income tax return, you're getting stimulus checks, you are already making money, or you have another financial windfall, you're getting a settlement, and you want to take a portion of that money and you want to invest it. What are some of the steps that you should take? Well, earlier this week, I told you that 3 of the best ways to invest is what? Number 1, for you to invest in yourself first. And when I say in yourself, I ain't talking about going to get no Gucci bag. I ain't talking about going to get no Prada shoes. I ain't talking about getting no Louis belt. I ain't talking about going to get an AP watch. That's not what I'm talking about when I say invest in yourself. When I say invest in yourself, I'm talking about the acronym ERA, E-R-A. When you invest in yourself, you are investing in your education. You learning some stuff. Because guess what? If you ain't got nothing else 6 months from now, you need to have more knowledge. You need to be more educated. You need to be more sophisticated in what you're doing. Because guess what? 6 months from now, you still going to need money. 6 months from now, you still going to be working or doing business. 6 months from now, you still going to have vision. 6 months from now, you still going to have ideas, things that you want to implement. So why not educate yourself correctly so that 6 months from now, even if you don't make money immediately, or if you don't make an immediate monetary return, you still have an intellectual return. See, this is the power of thinking like an investor. I think I'm gonna have to take next week as well and talk about investing, because I got so much I want to talk about when it comes to investing. We haven't even talked about how you think like an investor, how you shape your mindset, how you look at everything you do in your job and in your business, and even as a minister, as an investor, because God thinks like an investor. Just notice how he operates. Come on, God operates like an investor. He knows how to give, he knows how to sow, he knows how to make certain deposits, and he knows how to wait on his return. He knows how to wait on his return. So back to my point, you want to invest in your education. That's how you invest in yourself. You want to invest in relationships. So that means you might have to take a portion of that money and invest in a coaching program like what I just offered 2 weeks ago. It's a powerful coaching program. I'll talk about that later because I ain't finna give you no shameless plug in the middle of my discussion. But you need to invest in masterminds. You need to invest in certain circles. And it's okay, especially when you're in the Christian community. Church people make you feel so bad because you're willing to take money and buy your way into certain relationships. Duh. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to buy your way into certain relationships when you're doing business, when you're out making exchanges with other people. The people who don't do that are really just selfish, they're stingy, and they're making excuses for why they're unwilling to do it. Let me give you an example. If I want to have a meeting with you and there is something valuable that you have that can contribute to what I'm doing in my life, why should I not invest in taking you out to dinner? Why should I not invest in maybe sending you edible arrangements? Why should I not invest in you by emailing you a Starbucks card? Remember that client we had? We had a client that bought a $1,000 blueprint game plan for us. And when he bought it, he was like telling my PA, I feel like I got to do something else for him. He's helped me so much. He's blessed me so much. But he was a real businessman. This gentleman was in business for 27 years, I believe he told me. And he said, in my 27 years, all the classes and courses and masterminds that I've gone to, he says, I've learned more from you than I have in 27 years, which is a big, big deal. But because he understood the dynamics of investing in business, he knew he had to invest in a relationship. So he told her, I'm going to send him a Starbucks card, because he know I love Starbucks, because he watches the show sometime. He see me on live. That's how he found us on YouTube. And a couple days later, I got an email with a $100 Starbucks card. Now, guess who I was thinking about for a couple days? No. I was thinking about him every day I went to Starbucks. That was a smart move he made, because every day I went to Starbucks, I thought about him. I was like, look at my man, Gino, that's his name, from Miami, Florida. I was like, see, I remember his name. I know him like he cousins. What up, cuz? He sent me a $100 Starbucks card, because you have to invest in relationships. And guess what? You also have to invest in automation. You have to invest in automation. So how to fail-proof your investing? Here are the 3 things I want to give you to fail-proof your investing. I'll give you these 3, but I'm probably going to have to come back Monday and revisit this conversation, because I'm not going to have time today. By the way, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube page, can you please go over to YouTube when this show ends and subscribe? We're almost at 2,000 subscribers. And that's a big deal on YouTube, because we're getting a lot of good feedback on YouTube. All right? Here are the 3 ways to fail-proof your investing. Number 1, you need strategy. Number 1 is strategy. This is how you're going to fail-proof your investing. If you're thinking about investing, make sure you fail-proof your investing, which means you do this before you invest. Number 1, strategy. This is how you fail-proof your investing. Number 2, time. Number 2, time. Number 3, money. So those are the 3 ways that you can use to fail-proof your investing. So if you're thinking about investing in yourself, education, relationships, and automation, you want to simplify your life, you might want to bring somebody on your team to help you, or you might want to outsource certain things that you're doing, even as an individual. It doesn't even have to be as an entrepreneur. You want to fail-proof these things that you're doing. Even if you want to invest in your own business, you ready to start a business, or you got some extra cash and you're trying to figure out where you can put it. Before you do all that, fail-proof your investing. How do you fail-proof your investing? Number 1, by strategy. Number 2, time. Number 3, money. I'm not going to be able to get into all the details of each of these 3 things, but I'll at least share enough with you so that you can understand how strategy, time, and money helps you fail-proof your investing. Okay? So the 3 ways to fail-proof your investing is what? Strategy. I'm going to talk about strategy today. I'll probably be able to get through strategy. Number 2, time. I'm not going to be able to talk about time in depth. And then number 3, money. So I'll deal with strategy today. So when it comes to time, I'll just give you a brief, like a brief understanding of how time and money works, and then I'll land in strategy. Here's how time works. You have to have patience, and you have to understand that it takes time for certain things to work or produce a return. So for example, if you invest $1,000 into something and you're looking for a 10% return, which in most investments, you may typically see a 10% return. So if you are able to get a 10% return on an investment, you actually have a pretty good investment. Most investments don't bring you a 10% return, but let's just kind of make it easy for the purpose of you calculating it in your head. So if you invest $1,000 and you say, okay, I want to invest my $1,000, but I want to make a 10% return. That means you want to see $100 returned to you in addition to your 1,000. Now, the difference between the time you invested, the 1,000, and the time you see the 1,100, the difference is your patience. Because you have to wait for a certain time to expire or to transpire in order for you to see that return. So I'm going to talk about time probably Monday or Tuesday. Money, when I say money as one of the 3 ways to fail-proof your investing, I'm not just referring to like cash flow, everything around me, cream, get the money, dollar bill, yo. I'm not talking about cash flow all the time. I'm not talking about like cash, because sometimes money is seen as an equivalent, okay? That means money is not always liquid cash. Sometimes money can be equity. Sometimes money can be part ownership. So money can come to you in different forms. I'll talk about that next week as well. But those are the 3 things that you should use to fail-proof your investing: strategy, time, and money. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just not going to have enough time to get into the meat of time and money, but I'll at least talk to you about strategy. So, Prophet Ramone, if strategy is one of the things that I need to use to fail-proof my stimulus check, because I want to invest it, if strategy is one of the 3 things I need to use to fail-proof some of my income tax refund, or this $2,000 I got saved up, or this $5,000 I'm going to get from this settlement, if strategy is one of the things I need to use, how do I actually use strategy to fail-proof my investments? Well, here it is. Strategy involves knowledge. Strategy involves knowledge. That means you should not, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Come closer. You should not invest in anything you have no knowledge about. If you don't know about cryptocurrency, if you don't know about Bitcoin, if you don't know about Ramonepreston, if you don't know about the blueprint game plan, if you don't know about me, if you don't know about stocks, bonds, real estate, why are you investing your hard-earned money into something you don't know? And please don't give me no lame excuse talking about, well, the person who I know about it. That ain't enough. Your strategy has to involve knowledge. Now, you don't have to know everything. Okay, there are a lot of things that I pay other people to do that they know more than me, way more than me. But I know enough about what I'm doing with the person who knows what I don't know. Okay? I have relationships with other vendors, other business owners, other individuals, other companies that do things that I have no knowledge about how they do. But I know enough about what I'm doing with them to know where my money is going and to know how my money is working. So even when I come into an agreement or a contract with somebody who is providing a product or a service for me and my business, guess what? I will ask them, please explain to me or let me know how this is supposed to work so I can know what I'm supposed to expect. So your strategy involves knowledge. So let me give you some examples. Since I'm more real estate driven, let me give an example. You can learn about real estate. All right, you can learn about real estate investing. Let's say you want to be a real estate investor. You can learn about real estate investing. You could take my real estate training courses to learn about real estate investing. You can go to seminars. You can read books, so forth and so on. But just because you know about real estate investing, just because you know about the industry standards, just because you know about the profession of real estate investing, doesn't mean you have knowledge about your specific market. So if I learn about real estate investing, I understand the profession of it. If I learn about real estate investing, I understand the analytics, I understand the math, I know how to analyze a property, I know how to find a property, I know about fixing up houses, I know how to find an agent, I know all the industry standards. But guess what? If I don't know about Buckhead, and this is where I want to do real estate investing at, guess what? I don't have enough knowledge. So I can't just go read books and say, well, I'm finna just go out here in Buckhead, I'm gonna just kill it. No, I need to know. I need to have knowledge about my market. So your knowledge is about specifics. If you wanna invest in stocks or bonds, if you wanna invest in cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, if you wanna be a day trader, if you wanna invest in other businesses, if you want to invest in some other type of investment opportunities, you need to know enough so that you can make an educated, knowledgeable decision with your money. And guess what? Most people, I'm talking about people who are working class Americans. They invest their money into things that they know nothing about. I'm gonna give you an example. When you were working for the state, remember you were working for the state? I'm putting you on blast. Yeah. No, because this is just a good example.
But you had to say remember?
Yeah, remember, yeah, because you don't work for the state. You work for RPE. Right. But when you were working for the state, that was a big deal. You were a state worker, right. All right? For a lot of discount, a lot of perks, yeah. Many of which you don't get no more. You get more over here.
Come on, somebody.
You get more perks over here.
Yes, I do.
But my point is, because of your financial situation with the state, you had an option to allow them to take out money for like 401ks or retirement plans, right? But did you know anything about?
I did.
You see what I'm saying?
I didn't know anything.
All you knew is if they take a certain percentage out, they say they're gonna match it. I can follow up to see how much money I got in it, but you didn't know anything about how it actually works.
I didn't.
You didn't have control of the narrative. Right. You get what I'm saying? But it's typical, and you're a professional. You're a degreed professional working for the state. So if a degreed professional, that's why I like to use your situation as an example, because if somebody that has a college degree, you are degreed, you have experience, you are a professional working for the state, all right? If you are participating in certain financial investments that your company or the state is offering you and you know nothing about it, how do the average people in America know about what they're investing in if those opportunities are provided for them even on their job? They don't. Most people that I talk to that work on jobs that get their 401ks or 403Bs or whatever taken out for pensions or for retirement, most of them don't even know where their money at. They don't even know who holding their money. They don't even know where their money is going. All they know is, oh, I let them take 10%. Or they match it. Every $100, they matching it with, you know some of the general stuff, but you don't know the specifics. You have to have knowledge. So strategy requires knowledge. I got a question on Facebook. Prophet Dr. Jerome, he said, would it be good to take a real estate class? If you're referring to real estate investing, yes. But if you're talking about like a real estate salesperson's class or like a licensed real estate class, it just depends if you want to be a licensed agent. But if you just want to invest in real estate, then you need to take real estate investing courses. You need to learn about real estate investing. Becoming a licensed agent is not going to teach you real estate investing. Most licensed agents that I have met and that I know today, other than my wife, most of them don't know anything about investing. They don't know the analytics. They don't know how to run the numbers. They don't know anything about it. So if you're talking about being a real estate agent, you got to take a class to be an agent. But if you take a real estate agent's salesperson's course to become licensed, you're not going to know about real estate investing. They may have some types of courses available, but from what my wife and I have seen, and my wife is almost a 20-year real estate professional, licensed in the state of Georgia, you're not going to learn that. You're going to have to learn that outside of what you learn to become a licensed agent. So if you want to be a real estate investor, and here's the truth, this is why I teach what I teach. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are a minister, a pastor, if you're someone who is standing at the top of the mountain of a business or an organization, you have to have some type of knowledge about real estate, period. Because I know a whole lot of pastors, listen to me, y'all, who spend a lot of money in real estate transactions, and they know about preaching, they know about church leadership, but they have no idea what they're doing with real estate. And when you're purchasing buildings for your churches, or you're trying to work on community development corporations or CDCs or economic development corporations, or you're trying to build family life centers, you need to know about the analytics. You need to know about the mathematics. You need to know about how does that fit into the framework or the fabric of your nonprofit organization. As a matter of fact, my nonprofit organization, my network, and the church that I planted, that my wife pastors right now, we actually have built into our Constitution, our bylaws, and all of our policies and procedures, we have an investment policy built into that. That's how sophisticated I made sure that joker was. You're gonna have an investment policy because it's bigger than just me and my wife. It's bigger than just me preaching and prophesying. It's about 5 generations from now, 60 years from now, who's gonna be taking over that organization and keeping it moving. Those have to be policies set in place, and real estate is always one of the bedrock principles and policies we teach across the board. It doesn't matter what business you in. You either have a lot of money to pay people close to you who can help educate you on that, or you're gonna learn it. And most people who start out like I've started out from the bottom, you ain't got the money to pay people. So that means you gotta pay to educate yourself so that you can know what you're doing. And guess what? Even if I have people, I got people around me right now that I pay to do a lot of things that 15 years ago I had to do by myself. But guess what? I still know. I don't care what I talk to a lawyer about. I don't care what I talk to a tax strategist about, what I talk to a CPA about, what I talk to a lender about, what I talk to a real estate professional or a broker about. Guess what? I still have to have the know-how enough to make an educated, knowledgeable decision. So, strategy is the first way to fail-proof your investing. And within strategy, you have 3 things that it includes. Number 1, it includes knowledge. And I'm not talking about general knowledge. That's why a lot of people get into investing and they fail. You know why? Because they have general knowledge. They have the information concerning the industry standards, but they don't have specific knowledge based on the market that they are targeting. That is critical, ladies and gentlemen. Strategy also involves, number 2, application. It involves application. Prophet Ramone, what do you mean by application? That means you actually got to put it to practice even before you put your money in it. You got to simulate it, okay? You got to simulate it. Let me give you an example. If you want to be in real estate investing, and you learn the industry standards about real estate investing, you learn the profession of real estate investing, and then you layer that with learning market specifics. That means you're going to learn about the area you in, a 5 to 10 mile radius. That's what I teach in my program, that you learn the 5-10 mile radius that you're in. Because it's going to help you change your perspective. So let me give you an example. If you're riding by a certain house or community or a certain plaza every day in your community, aren't you going to notice when a sign goes up?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why do you notice that? Because you're familiar with that market. If you in a community and you ride by a community and you see trash outside or couches outside, your perspective is different than somebody who don't know that market, because you like, oh shoot, somebody must have got kicked out. Oh, that liquor store done closed. Oh, that church ain't open no more.
Yeah.
This is why you got to have market knowledge, because now you can go into that market and you can apply the information you learn. You can apply the knowledge. Do you won't even, you probably can imagine, but let me just help you. Let me help your imagination. You have no idea how many deals I've done just for practice. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I do deals just out of practice. I'll pull up a property. It'll be a property that I like, and I'll be like, wow, if I had $8 million, I'll do that deal. And then I'll just run the numbers on the deal. I have a software that I use that I can drop all the information in my software, and I can basically put a whole proposal together. And I'll play around with it and practice it like I'm actually getting ready to go buy this $8 million property, so I can see what my investment needs to be, what type of return I can get, what my expenses are. I do that over and over again. I'll look at a house, I'll see a house, and I'll say, oh wow, let me see what the rent is in that market. I'm gonna start doing the numbers to fake like I'm finna go buy the house just to see how much money I'll actually be making for rent if I rented that out to a good tenant. What would happen if they missed 2-3 months of payments? Where would I be? I create these scenarios because that's application. Because I'm not finna be putting my money into something and I have no knowledge and no application. In other words, I don't have any strategy. And then the third thing that strategy involves is skill. This is skill. A lot of people don't invest the knowledge and the application of strategy to develop a skill set. Listen to me, investing is a skill. It ain't just knowledge. It ain't just application. It ain't just, oh, I'm finna put together a strategy. That's so vague. Everybody says that. Yeah, I'm working on a strategy right now. What do you mean you're working on a strategy? If your strategy does not involve knowledge, specific market knowledge, if your strategy does not involve application, which means you've done that deal 100 times or 100 deals similar to that over time, if your strategy doesn't involve skill, which means I'm gonna get so good at it, this is why, if you notice, I can talk about a lot of these topics without having like some, what do you call those types of screens? You know, like reading screens in front of the camera. I can talk about them and I can go into like a lot of details with some of these subjects. You know why? Because I've replayed them and repracticed them over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. I've figured out different angles. I've learned different perspectives. I have educated myself. That's where knowledge, application, and skill comes in. So now I have a skill set in these certain areas so that I can just listen to somebody say something and automatically my skill kicks in and I know what their issue is, or I can find the weak spot or the blind spot. It just takes skill. So how to fail-proof your investing? Number one, strategy. And when we say strategy, I just showed you strategy means you have knowledge specific to that market or to that type of investment. You have application. You have done enough practical scenarios with that type of investment that you are really good. You have a different angle, a different perspective. You're keen to see certain things. And it also involves skill. Now you have the skill set, the ability to do it yourself, even if you choose to pay somebody else to do it for you, but you can make a knowledgeable, educated decision to pay somebody else to do it for you. Fail-proofing your investing also requires time. That's another way to fail-proof your investment, through time. I'm gonna try to talk about time Monday, and I'll talk about money, because money is the third way. So those are the 3 ways to fail-proof your investing. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments. Any comments, drop them in the comments. Any feedback, if you,
In the comments, drop them in the comments.
in the comments, drop them in the comments. If you disagree with what I'm saying, if you think I'm just full of crap, tell me, If you think that, tell me. Whatever it is, just let me know. And I'll be more than happy to give you some feedback on what your perspective is. Or if you have certain things that you have already done in investing that you think could complement what I'm sharing. For those of you that are looking for a professional business coaching program, today I'm going to close the first round of our coaching program out. Monday, March the 1st? Was March 1st Monday? Let me see, when was March 1st?
It was.
Okay, last Monday, March the 1st, we opened and introduced our 1-year coaching program. And you're basically getting me and my team and company to coach you for 1 entire year, 52 weeks straight. Up to this point, our coaching program was a 90-day coaching program. And so what I decided to do was to offer 4 of our 90-day coaching programs for the price of 1, to give our people an opportunity to get in so I can really help you more intimately and personally scale your financial life, scale your business life, scale your ministry life, whether you're an individual, an entrepreneur, a ministry leader, or all of the above. This coaching program is going to be designed to really help you move forward and get to that next level. My next level, mathematically for you, is 6 figures or beyond. Because in order for most entrepreneurs to really survive, even churches and nonprofits, in order for most people who have businesses or ministries to survive, you have to get into the 6 figures. You have to, it's just no other way. I don't care what nobody tell you. They talk all that junk, they just blah, 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 hoopla. Churches, nonprofits, businesses, entrepreneurs, and even individuals, until or unless they push past the 6-figure mark, it's going to be very, very difficult. And I remember when I first started hearing those types of things, and guess what? I was hearing those things years ago from people who were not in the church. I'm talking about like just gurus and people who build in wealth for real. We're talking about the kind of money it takes to really be able to at least be at peace and not be under pressure every day. And it's definitely beyond 6 figures. That's $100,000 or more. It's really multiple 6 figures, but we're gonna start with at least 6. And so if you wanna be a part of this coaching program for 1 year, all we're asking is that you make an initial deposit, and then we're gonna spread the difference throughout the remainder of the 12 months to make it real easy for you. All you have to do is text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. Text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. If you would like access to our Blueprint Game Plan program that I talked about earlier, text the word blueprint to that number, 404-478-7213. Now, if you are joining our coaching program, guess what I'm doing? I'm giving you 1 year free access to our Blueprint Game Plan program. So everything I teach in that Blueprint Game Plan, which you're getting over $1,000 worth of programs, I'm giving it to you for free while you're in the coaching program. Like, I'm making it real easy for people to succeed. And if money is the obstacle, you either got to reconcile that misunderstanding you have in your mind about money, or you're gonna just need to call me and let me convince you why money should not be your obstacle. Because if money is your obstacle, can I be honest with you? Can I keep it real with you?
Please.
if money is your obstacle, that's probably why you don't have any. I'm just keeping it 100. If money is keeping you from doing something you know you need to do to get to where you're going, that's why you're not getting where you're going. If money is keeping you from being exposed to something you need to be exposed to, that's why you're still hitting. Like if money is the obstacle, that's why you don't have it. Because in reality, money is not the obstacle. It's your mindset about money. It's your mindset about money. I remember my wife years ago, she used to be like, dog, you are crazy. Like, you will spend money on anything. You don't even ask questions. If you like it, you get what I'm saying? I do it all the time. I'm bad by that. But my wife and my daughter, my PA, and the people around me, they help me. Because I just pull out a card and be like, swipe it. Like, I don't need the receipt. Because if they tell me the price and I'm happy with it, I'm like, all right, good. Remember that story I told you about the other week with Mom? I'm just in there bawling. I ain't thinking about nothing. Oh, yeah, let me get that. Let me get that. Let me get that. Then when that bill came, I was like, er. I was like, dog, I'm glad I ain't throw no food away. Hey, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed y'allself today. This has been an amazing week, and I am so excited about what next week is going to be for us. Matter of fact, my wife, she prophesied last night that God was going to do some miracles for us in the next 3 days. So that's by Sunday. That's by Sunday. Apostle, Prophet Jerome, thank you so much for being a part of our show today. Lula, thank you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for being a part of our show. Tony, Trustworthy, my favorite digital marketing firm who does such an amazing job with everything we have going on here at Ramonepreston Enterprises. All of my YouTube family members and friends, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your love, all of your support. I appreciate all of you for continuing to give us feedback. Let us know what shows you like the most, what topics you like the most. I have a library. I literally have a treasure chest of shows that I'm going to be doing. I mean, we're 7 weeks in. 35 noonday shows in, and I'm just getting started. I ain't even gonna look up at it until we're at like 350 shows. So if you need anything that we have to offer, you could go to Ramonepreston University, take a look at all the programs, all the products and services that we have available. If you are interested in our Blueprint Game Plan or our 1-year coaching program, it will be best for you to text me today, especially with the coaching, because I'm closing it up, at least this first round, so we can start scheduling our first one-on-one coaching sessions. By the way, this 1-year coaching program, we're gonna have in-person and virtual one-on-one sessions, in-person and virtual group coaching masterminds. So I'm going to be hosting masterminds, which means I'm going to be bringing in all of our clients. We may even have some special guests that we bring in. We're going to be doing a lot of fun things in this year because I'm going to help these coaching clients get to 6 figures and beyond. And so these group coaching sessions are going to be big because they're going to be incubators that allow each coaching client to connect and create this cross-pollination with one another. And my team and I, we're gonna be evaluating these businesses that we're coaching through the year. And we're going to use our foundation with this coaching program to integrate what we're doing through a division of my company called the RP Consulting Group. We have a consulting group that we are in the market for investing in other businesses, in real estate. We are, of course, providing consulting to entrepreneurs and companies or ministries or leaders who need help in starting, structuring, and scaling their organizational enterprise. But we're also in the market to invest into businesses and to acquire businesses and to be a part of what they're doing to grow their companies and to perhaps be equity partners. And so we're going to be looking at these businesses that we're coaching to see if we can possibly work with any of these businesses. I have a certain dollar amount that I have in my mind that we have already set aside. We have already earmarked in our consulting group that we would love to invest in other businesses. But again, we're going to introduce that first to the people that we're coaching and to see if we can really make some amazing things happen. So I love y'all. Have an amazing weekend. We'll be back here Monday at 12 o'clock noon. Have an amazing